Welcome to another episode of Bored and Annoyed. We're going to have some libations for the ending of a Star Wars shared narrative.
I'm just going to let you keep going. It's pretty good.
It's okay.
Did you practice that at home or something?
No, this is just an ability that I have.
It's like there's a little bit of Arnold.
There's a tiny bit of Arnold in here. But it's mostly, you have to hit the words really hard.
He was great. He was great, by the way.
Who? Are you talking about me?
You, yeah.
I want to
Werner.
see. I want to see the baby.
It's nice to have Werner on the podcast this week.
Yes, home is at home, and I want to see the baby.
Yeah, wouldn't that be great if you just did the whole episode for us, Werner?
It would be a glorious thing for all you to hear, but it is not meant to be.
So as you can hear, we do have a guest this week. We have Werner Herzog.
Werner Herzog.
He's stepping in for Home, who has a headache today. He's at home today.
He's out, sick leave.
Yeah, I'm not even going to attempt that impression. That's pretty good.
It's a lot of fun to talk. God damn it.
But yes, I'm Jackson.
I'm home at the movies.
And this is Bored and Annoyed, a Star Wars story. What are we calling it? The State of the Empire.
Bored and Annoyed.
So we're going to talk more Star Wars today. I know everybody loves talking Star Wars. I'm sure in the last week we haven't recorded since the movie came out. I'm sure that nobody listening has already heard others' opinions on the rise of Skywalker by now.
I mean, we're really late to the cultural conversation at this point.
Well, I mean, I needed a week to
marinate?
kind of marinate in the garbage.
Did you see it a second time?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't think I thought about it. But that would just be me doing it because I'm a Star Wars fan, and I don't think they deserve another $10 or $12 or whatever I would spend to go see it again. So yeah, spoilers. Yeah.
I kind of did the same thing with Thor 2. I went to go see it a second time because I wanted to like it.
Yeah, no. This one I think was the straw that broke the camel's back for me. Honestly. And then the camel's back was kind of restored about a week later. But
so I guess we're just going to do the review of Rise of Skywalker first.
Yeah. So let's just jump right in.
You told me that you needed like your own soapbox for a minute. So I'm going to let you just go.
Well, so as you can see, I have about 12 just nitpick. And I don't even think they're nitpicks. I think they're legitimately terrible writing decisions. I'm a huge Star Wars fan. If I wasn't a Star Wars fan, I would say that the movie might have been more palatable to me. I might have been able to stomach it. But it's funny because I feel like this movie was a movie for Star Wars fans. They built it in the hopes of getting the Star Wars fans back, I would say. It was a response to Rian Johnson.
Yeah.
And to me, it spit in the face of everything that Star Wars is. I know there's a lot of people out there who really enjoyed this.
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
I think it's, and we kind of touched upon it after we saw the movie together, the difference between what some people think is Star Wars and what other people think is Star Wars. If you're fine with lightsaber battles and spaceships blowing up and light speed jumps and all of that and quick, fast pace and whatever, you might like it. But I mean, I think if you're looking for the heart of Star Wars, what made the original trilogy great, this is sorely lacking that.
No, it's garbage.
Yeah.
It's garbage. There's not a single new concept or idea. Like the first thing I thought of, and I posted this on Facebook after I saw the movie, was like, I wasn't a fan of The Last Jedi. I think it's kind of a broken, boring, weak movie.
Yeah.
But at least it had like an idea, the whole concept of like failure and everybody in that movie's failing like miserably.
It had something to say.
Right. Correct.
It had a purpose for existing.
Yeah. Well, now it doesn't.
Yeah,
Now it does. Well, that's another sad thing is I really like The Force Awakens. it introduced all these characters. There was kind of a new neat concept with the villain where he's like a meta Darth Vader fanboy kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't even know if I can watch that anymore because it's ruined by where it goes.
As much as I find that to be a fun little romp of a movie, and it's a really, it was really powerful when I saw it in the theaters for the first time because Star Wars was back. The Star Wars that I liked was back, not the prequels. But the more we've gotten into the new trilogy, the more I realize that even though it's a solid, fun time, I think there are some writing choices in that movie that hamper the new trilogy in a way that were really hard to probably get around.
I don't agree with that necessarily. I think that...
Well, I would say something like the mystery of Rey's parents.
Sure.
I think is a problematic writing thing because it's played out. It's already been done in Star Wars. Like, oh, you're the son of Darth Vader.
Yeah, but that wasn't really a mystery, though. You know what I mean? Like Luke's parents, who they were, wasn't really a mystery.
No, I know. What I'm saying though is like
the whole parentage
lineage thing.
Yeah, but okay. So my point would be like I saw that movie and I kind of stupidly assumed that there was some sort of a guiding hand as far as where this was all going, and they opened up all this shit, and clearly that wasn't the case.
Yes,
and that's the biggest problem. But the movie itself, judging it as a movie, it's a mess. You don't even literally every 5 to 10 minutes, you're kind of like got your hands up in the air. Like what the fuck is going on? Because, and they don't even give you enough time to like, I think the general audiences aren't going to have enough time to really ruminate on how stupid everything is because you're on to the next thing immediately.
That was, and I almost feel like that was by design. They're like, don't think about it. We're not going to give you a chance to think about it because by the time you've sort of logically pieced together why the last thing didn't make sense, you're already onto a new thing that doesn't make sense. And you just don't have time to question anything. I would say, I'm sorry, I'm interrupting your massive thing.
It's a disaster. No,
it's not good. I had a conversation with people who, they're like, kind of talking about movies, and they're like, I don't need all these things that you're sort of saying.
Sure.
Like if it makes me feel something, that's what I'm looking for. And I'm like, and I feel like my emotional journey throughout the movie was, well, this is kind of fun. And then I just sort of started shutting down halfway through the movie because I realized that there was no heart and there was no theme and a lot of the logic was broken.
Yeah.
To the point where I stopped feeling things, and then I just started feeling annoyed by the end.
The ending was like, there's cool looking stuff in this.
Cinematography is
like
good.
I really like, I guess let's not go into spoilers, but my problem is before going into my litany of nitpicks, which I don't think are nitpicks because I think that they don't make any sense.
Right.
The movie is a broken mess with a shittily put together script. Your villain is back. It's not a spoiler. It's Palpatine. There's never any explanation for how he's back or what happened there.
Yep.
There's things that are answered just for answering's sake. And then there's other things from like The Force Awakens that don't get addressed at all.
Yeah.
I just think it's a disaster. I think the trilogy is a disaster.
I would 100% agree. I think that on certain levels, this is better than the prequel trilogy, but I never thought I would say this, but I think in some ways the prequel trilogy is better.
I sat and watched episode 3 yesterday.
Sure.
And I thought to myself, like, as wooden as this dialogue is, as stupid as some of it is, I find way more value to it as like an existing thing. It had George Lucas had like an idea and something to say.
And there was like a world, like we were discovering a new time in Star Wars.
Sure.
This really just feels like old Star Wars.
It's true.
But in the worst way, like, oh, well, the First Order is a thing. How did they fucking fund this?
Yeah, nobody, like, there's never any explanation.
Like,
it's true.
It's just bad because it's all just nostalgia plays.
Well, now the shit that happens in this, like, oh, it's just all magic. What the fuck is happening here?
Yeah.
It's all nostalgia plays. It's the wrong kind of nostalgia plays. I'm tired of it. It fucking was awful.
Like I said, there's something fun about discovering a world.
Right.
But there was no mystery or discovery with the Star Wars world. You're just there again.
No. I do want to say the movie has good humor.
Yes.
It is funny.
Poe Dameron is
good.
Is a shining beacon.
Yeah, he's good. Honestly, I really like the bits with C-3PO in this, but that's just playing because I like C-3PO because I liked him in the other movies.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of that. Like, okay, like Ian McDiarmid's back to ham it up as Emperor Palpatine, but the problem is he's just saying all the same lines he said in the previous movies.
It's really,
but he's fine as the,
It is really funny because some of his lines are basically ripped right out of Return of the Jedi.
And the prequels. Like, yeah. So they didn't come up with anything new for him to do.
Strike me down.
Yeah, right.
Like it's there. It's like the lines are just fucking there.
They're literally ripped out of other movies. There's one, the dark side is powers. They're a pathway to powers. And then they'll change the last word. Like, honestly, that's what they were doing.
Something dark side.
Yeah, which I liked his look. I liked but I don't understand how he's there, and that's a problem. That's the basis of your entire movie.
Well, and it's so, I think the problem is that it's so transparent. It's just so, we want to get you to remember stuff. And it's like, but you're not earning anything in this new trilogy. You're not earning it on your own merits.
You tried in The Last Jedi, I guess, but your movie sucked.
Well, it's like, it's ironic that he keeps showing like these broken things from like the past era. And it's like, you're just living in like the ruins of Star Wars, but you're ruining it. Yeah. It's fucking hilarious. I don't even think JJ realized how ironic what he was doing was.
I think JJ in this one, I mean, the co-writer was the Chris Terrio or whatever who did Justice League and Batman vs. Superman.
Yes, that's
so
massive.
Basically they just put out a pile of shit.
I'm sorry. The real question about Chris Terrio is like, how many times do you get to like ruin movies, like giant fucking franchises before you're just fucking done?
Where did he come from?
I have no I think he co-wrote Argo. And so everybody's like, he co-wrote Argo. And it's like, oh, great. So you have one good movie. You have 3 awful movies.
Yeah. Like huge blockbusters that he basically, you could argue, I mean, depending on how well the legs are on this thing and what the overall impact is on Star Wars from this, you could argue that he killed like 2 giant properties, or at least put them into a coma for a period of time.
Right. Well, and I there is, when you sort of, when you put them next to each other, BVS and this, there are strange similarities between them, of like the fast pace, characters,
just happening.
Things are just happening. People don't really, like, the choices make zero sense, but it's only to get you to the next scene so you can do a cool thing here. But it's not good.
What's your grade?
I don't like. Okay, we kind of talked about like, okay, so the action is kind of fun, even though it's devoid of caring,
I don't care about
anything.
That happens in this.
But it looks nice. It's a nice looking movie.
It's funny, I guess.
But I mean, I think at the end of the day, it's like a D- or maybe even an F.
Oh, I'll give it a D+ just for entertainment value. But as a Star Wars movie, it's an F. I mean, the thing is, and let's just get into spoilers here.
Sure.
So you basically get Palpatine's back, and you learn that in the crawl. So they are lazy as fuck there. Immediately you're thrown onto the planet where he's at. He's got Snoke's in a jar. So there's your
Snoke's
answer.
in a jar.
These are the lazy answers we get. Snoke is in a jar.
Oh my God.
So he's a clone.
Why were there multiple of him in that? Like,
no idea. Just because now we know where he came from, I guess.
Yeah.
Palpatine's hooked up to this thing, like this cool looking, like heavy metal fucking badass thing.
I'm sorry, I know you have nitpicks, but like, why would you create Snoke if you're still alive? Wouldn't it be easier to get more people from the Empire back to your side if it was you still?
I think the idea is that he wants to be in hiding, like pulling the strings.
But why?
I don't know.
It makes zero, like, there's so many but whys in this movie.
Yeah, I mean, one line of dialogue could solve a lot of problems in a lot of these cases, but they just don't even waste their time.
Yeah.
But he's back. He's hooked up to this thing. He's all fucked up. So I can only assume that he survived the Death Star destruction. malfunction
right.
somehow.
Right.
And he floated in space. But there's no explanation. And without that, that's the beginning of the problems, because without that, there is no movie.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Yep.
You can sit there and pretend you have answers. I know people are trying to pull shit out of like episode 3 when he says that he knew Darth Plagueis knew of a way to use the midichlorians to create life or whatever, but that's not an explanation. It doesn't make any sense. Did someone go get him? Did he float around in space like Leia? Did he land in a ship somewhere?
Right. Too many questions.
Right. And I don't know the answer, so immediately the movie's broken from the first scene.
Oh, and this is something that we should say too, to a potential rebuttal, which is like, oh, do you want everything explained to you? Well, things that would help me stay in the movie do need to be explained. Like, if I have to make mental gymnastics to explain something away based on a line from a previous movie that really you don't even know if it's fucking true, I'm sorry, that's lazy writing. It's just
you know, and I feel we always harken back to the Plinkett reviews, right? Because if people haven't watched those, they're amazing. But there's one thing he talked about, you know, people always talk about the expanded universe, the books, the whatever. He's like, yeah, if it didn't happen in the movie, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I need to know from watching the movies. Yeah, I don't care about any of this other shit.
Yes. You know, it's why, and I hate, it feels like you can feel like, oh, and here's like where we're going to have a video game in a couple years to explain this thing. Here's a graphic novel area. And it's like, no. That's not how this whole like synergy of having multiple forms of media works. You still have to make a cohesive story that makes sense on its own.
Yep. And making me go back and stretch to fit some sort of lore from a previous movie in here doesn't make sense. But yeah, so we get that. He also has a fleet of star destroyers that float up out of the ground. And I'm going to kind of jump around here as I bitch about this, but
bigger and more intense. There's 1,000 fucking star destroyers that raise up out of the ground. I have no idea how they were built. I don't know anything about. Did he apparently went and hid all these during the era of the original trilogy? How did he fund this? He's at a planet where like nobody knows how to get to it.
Yes.
Did like he mine the planet? He's on like a lightning planet.
And he's got troops there.
Yes.
Like he has like a fucking.
There's not a single piece of greenery on this entire planet, it looks like. How are these people eating?
It doesn't make any sense. Now, okay, so let's assume that, you know, your average listener maybe who liked the movie is going to listen to this podcast and think that that's just nitpicking. Okay, let's just assume that's nitpicking. Here's my problem. So those star destroyers have Death Star guns on them, so they all can blow up planets. So the implication the movie makes is basically that Palpatine is going to send all these star destroyers out into the galaxy and blow up all these planets. That's fundamentally misunderstanding Star Wars and what the Death Star was about, because the whole idea was they're this overbearing government who's trying to basically bend people to their will. And the way you do that is you blow up one planet and everyone's scared of you. Palpatine's goal is not to wipe out everyone and just exist on his little island by himself. That doesn't make any sense for the character or the idea.
I don't even understand like what he gets out of.
He's just evil.
He's just an evil guy. But like, it's like, now I'll get shrimp at a lower price because I'm the emperor. It's like, what is your goal here? And can I just say, it's so great that we just have mobile Death Stars now. Like, we couldn't come up with anything new. So it's like, now it's a mobile Death Star.
Now we have Star Destroyer Death Stars. Yeah. It's so bad. Yeah. No. And the character, the whole concept is he's like this, like, he's a tyrant. He's a fucking, and he's not a guy who's just bent on destroying the entire universe. Like,
now, I don't know if that was his goal. I really don't. But to your point, they don't really flesh out what the fuck his goal could possibly be.
See, I believe there was a scene, like the concern was these things are going to blow up everything.
Okay.
So
also, I'm sorry, there's so much here. There's so much here. But like, why did he? I was behind everything and I made the new order, but I also made the final order. Like, why? You made two?
Yeah.
What?
It's bizarre.
I had no faith in Snoke whatsoever. He's a jaw baby.
Yeah, but is he, like Snoke, does he have this? Is he Chancellor Palpatine's personality? How does Snoke have the Force?
Yeah, no, I don't. It makes zero sense. None of this makes sense. You know exactly. I mean, you know what it is. Ryan fucked the whole trilogy. And then JJ's like, well, I don't have Snoke anymore. God, now, okay, well, Emperor.
Well, and you know what's annoying is that's one interesting thing that Ryan left was like, what if we had our main character be the Emperor type character? He's in charge now. And
right.
They didn't do that because that would have taken some thought and some, it
might have been interesting.
Right. Exactly.
I gotta say though, talking about the beginning of the movie, that little scene where he's like just
fighting through the woods and shit.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Even though
it just feels like a mess instantly though. It just feels like, okay. Like
the dead speak.
Yeah. It feels like a joke.
Yeah. Keep going.
Yeah. So, I mean, as we go through the movie, and it's been over a week since I've seen it now, but I did take some notes. I mean, we've got shit like the whole. We got to talk about Rey being a Palpatine, I guess. Does that make sense?
It's fine, but I mean, like, does it add anything to the character? I guess it could have, but they didn't really do anything with it. She has this terrible line in the movie where she's like. And people laughed at it. I don't know. There was one guy. Do you remember him?
There was one guy laughing at everything.
Yes, and I loved that guy. Bless his heart. But he laughed when she's like, "I have a feeling no one knows me," or something like that. Yeah. And I'm like, this is so contrived. It just doesn't. I don't feel it.
It doesn't make sense. I mean, okay, she's a Palpatine, and the way that we're kind of like, as soon as she basically uses Force lightning.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's the moment where I was like, oh, she's a Palpatine, but then I thought to myself, I'm like, but I don't understand Force lightning anymore either.
Right.
Because it was like a cool Palpatine thing. And then Lucas fucked it all up because he had Dooku do it.
Right.
And now it's like the Force in general has turned into a joke. I don't know what the rules are. I don't know what you can do. It's magic now. He's conjuring fucking Star Destroyers out of a planet. He's got like a group of monks that live on this Sith planet. I don't understand like, what they are.
What? Yeah.
Right.
No, it feels so much like Batman versus Superman where it's like, isn't this a cool idea? Don't think about it.
I don't. Yeah. Well, and that's just it. Because you get to the next scene immediately. I don't know what happened to the whole Kylo as Vader fanboy. That was a cool concept. They just kind of dropped that completely. That's not like a thing anymore. We've got, one of the worst scenes in this, and spoilers, one of the things that was so ridiculously stupid, I couldn't believe it, was the Chewie dying on the transport thing.
Right.
Where basically there's a scene where they shock you by killing Chewie, but it's not really a shock, it's just confusing because in a scene like that, basically they set it up so you see Chewie going onto a transport, and then some other shit happens between Kylo and Rey away from that, and then they go back and Chewie's in this transport, and Rey accidentally blows it up, but you only saw one transport.
Right.
So
surprise,
you had no
there was
chance.
A hidden one.
Yeah. So you had no chance to figure it out, which immediately just causes confusion because you're like, well, wait a minute. Did I miss something? So I'm stuck with that for a few seconds. Meanwhile, I mean, if anyone goes to the bathroom at any 45-second part of this movie, they miss something.
I missed that moment, and then somebody explained it after.
Yes. I had somebody went to the bathroom when Han showed up. They didn't even know until I told them on the way home, like, oh, Harrison Ford was in it. And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, no, I went to the bathroom and all of a sudden I came back and like Kylo was alive still. And like, it's just the Han Solo scene, like nice to see Harrison Ford, I guess. Does it make sense? I don't think so.
No, it's not how we've ever experienced somebody coming back. They've always been a Force ghost.
Right.
And so it's like, and then he's like, well, I'm part of your imagination, kid. And it's like, no, fucking, that's lazy writing.
It doesn't mean anything.
It's lazy. Like, it was maybe my favorite scene in the whole movie because it had the most heart to it, but it's also one that really shouldn't be in there because story-wise, it makes no sense.
Yeah, right. Well, because so that scene that actually draws on Force Awakens in a pretty effective way with the dialogue. But you're right, it doesn't make sense that it's there. It basically makes your character look like he's a lunatic. I mean, he's seriously got schizophrenia or something.
And that's a movie I would absolutely watch.
Yes, but that's not how they present this.
No.
The whole movie, and I'm just kind of randomly throwing shit out here, so I'm sorry. But the whole first half of the movie is a fetch quest. You get one item, you find another item, you get another item. It's just the laziest form of screenwriting.
It was so bad because it's like, oh, we found this dagger that has writing on it. And then my favorite thing about it is she's like, oh, pull this part out. And it was, so they made the dagger knowing that
someone had to have been standing right where they were when they built the dagger.
Like, and it could have been as simple as like, it shows you how bad this writing is, because it's like, oh, the dagger glows or something when you're near the thing. Maybe that makes more sense.
Sure. You have to go to the Death Star and then you walk around and all of a sudden, like maybe unbeknownst to someone, the dagger glows.
Right. Or like the compass in Pirates of the Caribbean, it points to, once it gets close, it points to where it is. Anything other than the fact she pulled a little thing out.
Yeah.
That was horrible.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much stupid shit. Kylo now, 3 for 3 in movies. It was about turning Kylo.
Yes.
All 3 movies.
Yep.
All 3 fucking movies. And that Harrison Ford thing, by the way, folks, if you didn't figure it out, that's only there to make you feel like as the audience you can forgive him, because he killed one of the best characters ever. So when I saw The Force Awakens, my assumption was, oh, this is something that's going to be different because he killed Han Solo. We're not going to get another redemption tale this time. He's made his choice. He's made his bed. That's going to be neat. We just get a pure evil motherfucker who, maybe we'll learn a little bit about like what made him that way, his upbringing, because they kind of dropped that whole thing too.
Can we talk about how, once again, this is a Star Wars story that relies on the other Star Wars stories for like plot points beat for beat?
Yeah.
Like the whole like, oh, he's turned now. Oh, but he has to die at the end because we can't deal with the fact that he basically committed genocide.
Yeah.
Just like in the original trilogy, Darth Vader cannot live because society would not forgive him. They do the same thing here.
That's probably true.
Kylo cannot live.
I feel like as an audience, Vader would have been a little more acceptable because you hadn't seen him kill. You know what I'm saying? Like
at that point in society, yeah. Once the prequels exist, though,
right?
It's because he kills the
Well,
younglings.
then that's a whole other problem,
right? Well,
because
the prequels
because you watch the original trilogy, you think he went and hunted down a bunch of Jedi Knights and shit, and was a badass who fought like other Jedis. You don't assume that he went and killed children.
Yeah. Which is, I mean, it's like it sounded so much cooler, and it still exists way cooler in my head.
Right. When episode 3 was going to come out, or 2 even, I thought 2 would be the turn.
Right.
And then we'd see a movie of him like hunting Jedis and shit.
I think that would have actually made for a better trilogy overall.
Yeah.
Last one is where he's bad.
Right. But anyway. So we have the whole Kylo turning thing. By the way, our theater laughed hysterically
when he died.
His turn moment when he died, which is a terrible sign.
I've never, in my history of going to movies, never gone to one of these like giant tentpole movies and had the entire audience laugh at what is supposed to be a very serious, cathartic moment for the audience.
Yeah.
3 times they laughed in a matter of like 90 seconds.
It was bad. And this is your people who are really jacked to see the movie. This is the first showing on opening night.
Yeah, these are Star Wars fans.
Yes.
And they're laughing.
At a Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
That not at a part that's funny.
No, like the kiss. Oh, I mean, it was hilarious.
It made no sense. Can we be real?
I'm sorry. Like, what are they setting up? It felt like they were setting something up for Finn and Rey. And I got to say, it looked like Rey had some nice chemistry with Poe. I was kind of like, hey, you two could be a thing until Kerry Russell showed up. And it's like, oh, but nope, got to get my bad boy.
Well, yeah, there you go. That's another one. So talk about a bad script. They have this moment early in the movie where Finn's like, I got to tell you something, Rey.
Yeah.
And it's like this thing they set up, and then they harken back to it like a couple times throughout the movie. Like Poe's trying to get him to tell him what he was going to say.
Yeah.
And now J.J. Abrams has answered the question outside of the movie that he was force sensitive. But you don't answer it in the movie, so it doesn't count. Also, and how did you set something up and not pay it off at all? It makes no sense.
That's terrible. also, I don't understand why that's such a big, like, that's something you tell to the person the second you know. It's not a secret you keep.
Is he scared about it or something? He doesn't want to be
judged. It's like,
judged.
this is awesome. I get to do cool magic things like you.
Well, yeah, and it's annoying because like there are Star Wars fans online that are like, oh no, it was because he was Force sensitive. And there are people that are completely okay with the idea that it's not answered in the movie. And it's like, no.
No, that's not okay. That's not how stories work. The director doesn't get to, like, it's why like Zack Snyder going out and trying to explain things in his movies, it's not acceptable. The movie stands on its own.
Yeah, that's how it's supposed to work. Oh, by the way, the lasers on the Death Star. Sorry, I can't get off of that. But okay, so if the Star Destroyers were built during the Empire, like during the original trilogy and hidden there or whatever, what about the lasers on the Star Destroyers? Was Death Star tech like this readily available and buildable that they could have just had? Why the fuck do the Death Stars even exist? This movie is a joke. It's a joke.
Okay, so we talked about Fetch Quest. We talked about Rey. Talked about Palpatine. Can we just... I mean, this movie is like obsessed with sort of like undoing everything that came before or explaining away things. Like, oh, we have to explain what happened in the last movie because there were things that did not make sense in Last Jedi. But, oh, now here's Leia and Luke training. And I'm sorry, but I like Leia a lot. But the fact that she beats him in the lightsaber battle does not make sense to me. He's supposed to be like the most powerful Jedi, basically.
It doesn't make sense, and the whole fact that she's a Jedi master to me doesn't make sense. She has Force sensitive. She can use the Force. She's dabbled in it, was my assumption.
Right.
She's a fucking Jedi master who's now the Yoda for Rey. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
get out of here with that.
I don't even hate that as an idea, but you had to have set it up in previous movies, and you didn't.
No, it felt so much like, okay, well, now everybody's complained about her not having all these powers when she hasn't trained, but we need to come up with some bullshit, so let's just wedge this in here. It's so stupid.
Talking about wedging.
Yeah, Wedge shows up.
Wedge is shown, and it's like, fuck you, nostalgia play. I'm sorry. Not okay.
Yeah.
Also, Lando being in the movie is pointless.
Lando's pointless. But no, Leia. I was moderately impressed with the fact that they wedged Force Awakens footage in and made it make some sense.
It was, I mean,
it was obvious. It was if you knew.
Yeah, if you knew. Yeah. It was a little strange, but I think given what they had to work with, I actually think they did a decent job.
I think they did too. I can tell you right now, the only like sad moment of the movie for me was when she died and Chewie got upset about it.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
There's nothing else in this movie that made me feel much.
Yeah.
Honestly. Like, okay, the fucking scene where C-3PO looks at, oh, I just want to get one last look at my friends.
Yeah.
No, nobody gives a shit about these people. You don't give a shit about these people. You've been them for 20 minutes. These aren't the original characters.
Yes.
Stop it.
Yeah, it does. It's a nice line delivery. It's actually a nice idea for a scene, but it doesn't work because, like, Chewie's not in that room. Chewie is, I mean...
Is he not? He might be.
He was on the ship at that point.
Perfect. So Poe and Rey and Finn
are his friends. And it's like, we're meant to assume that they've built this friendship over however many months it's been since The Last Jedi. And it's like, the problem is like, we can't do that. They didn't, like, okay, I'm sorry, but Rey and Poe, I don't think really have a scene together until the trilogy, as far as like chronologically, they don't have a scene together until the very end of whatchamacallit?
The Last Jedi.
The Last Jedi. Yeah. So there's no connection there. And then Finn and Rey were separated for all of The Last Jedi. So it's like, I'm sorry, I can't buy it.
Wasn't C-3PO like on the Force Awakens like base planet, like the new Yavin planet the whole time in the first one?
Yeah.
What the fuck are they trying to, like, who... And all they do is bitch at him for being annoying. That's all they do. And not to say the original characters didn't too, but like there's a rapport between the characters.
Right.
And I'm not even saying the main three don't have chemistry. I think they're all pretty goddamn good. But this, I mean, watching that was just, it offended me.
Right.
I'm like, what? How stupid do you think I am? I'm going to get emotionally invested in this? What the fuck do I care?
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. C-3PO shouldn't give a shit. He should be sad because he's losing his memories of all the good times he had with the real characters in Star Wars.
And they had some nice little memory jokes there at the end, or after it happened. But to me, it's like it's a setup that just doesn't quite work.
He was very funny.
Yes.
Like his comic, his timing was great. I thought that like him and R2, their little moments were okay. But yeah, that scene was a perfect representation of them just not getting it. They don't get how shitty these are.
How do you feel about the fact that, well, one, they do a couple things lore-wise, which are really stupid. How do you feel about the fact that they can now grab physical objects from across the universe?
Oh my God.
And now they've introduced this idea of like dyads or whatever.
Okay, this is how bad it is. You said they can now grab physical objects, and I wasn't even thinking of the same thing as it started coming out of your mouth. I was thinking of another stupid thing involving that.
What was that?
But yours is just as stupid.
Yeah.
Ray throws a fucking lightsaber and Force Ghost Luke catches it out of the air and shits on Rian Johnson and says, "This is a Jedi weapon. You don't disrespect this."
Right.
Like, do you remember when Obi-Wan told Luke, like, if you go fight Darth Vader, I can't interfere with this. This is like, I can't help you.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I know that you could say, okay, well, that was just because Luke needs to learn his own lessons and blah, 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 blah. But now it's like, well, what the fuck didn't Obi-Wan just like shoot a bolt of lightning at Darth Vader for?
Right.
What the fuck is going on? Like, I don't understand the rules anymore. It doesn't make any sense. Now Force Ghost Luke basically can grab a physical object. I can only imagine that he could turn the lightsaber on.
Yeah.
And he could still use a lightsaber
and then you can't hit him.
Right.
You can't hit him.
Yeah. So basically
anybody who's a Jedi who knows how to become a Force Ghost, just kill yourself.
Yeah.
And you'll win all the fights.
And I know people are probably listening to this thinking we're a bunch of nitpicking assholes, but I'm sorry, it breaks your movie. It breaks it.
Well, it breaks your universe.
There's no logic anymore.
And you know what really sucks is I'm like, there are enough broken things in this that they've done to the lore that I'm like, I almost feel like a reboot is necessary, but like, how do you reboot
reboot of Star Wars?
How do you reboot Star? Because
can't.
like, I'm sorry, this trilogy ruins like a lot of things.
A Star Wars reboot. I mean, I guess that's what The Force Awakens was. It was a soft reboot.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this is broken. It's such a pile of shit. But no, to your point about the Skyping, the Force Skyping, where now they're grabbing objects and fighting with each other. Like, I'm lost as to that because I know that we did have a moment.
Wasn't Snoke connecting them in the last one?
That
Wasn't
was
that
what
the idea?
They set up. Yeah. Yeah,
so
but he's just like a clone, so he must not really have anything to do with it. He's just like a clone guy.
I'm sorry, what the fuck? Like, they just like, they don't pay attention to things unless they want to.
Well, we did have a moment where Luke did the little astral projection thing to fight Kylo or whatever. But the whole point, the way that was set up was Kylo never hit him and Luke never hit Kylo. So that's the only reason that Kylo knew that he was, or figured out that he was a Force Ghost or whatever. But now you've thrown that away because they can lightsaber battle in that form. They did, though, in Last Jedi, Luke gave Leia that Han trinket thing.
Yeah.
So that had been established somehow. But again, there's no explanation. And this goes back to, I feel like
actually, no, that was fake because it faded away. The dice.
Did it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's terrible.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean,
it's bad. It's just really bad.
Well, it's just, it goes back to that thing. And I feel like I said it maybe even last week when we talked about Star Wars, that the more you're adding to the Force and the more shit it can do, the more complicated you make it, you break it because it was perfect as it was.
Yeah.
It was,
the healing, we talked about it like, do you think they just put the healing episode of Mandalorian out so that we
Absolutely.
could? And I think that's 100% true. Yeah.
So now I could accept it, but I don't accept it.
No, I don't.
Because what the fuck? Why did okay, if it's a new power someone discovered, who discovered it?
Right.
And if it isn't, why didn't they use it? All these Jedis got slaughtered and nobody force healed. Qui-Gon Jinn was in perfect enough shape to be force healed.
Yeah.
I would think.
Absolutely. It's basically the exact same wound that Kylo had.
Right.
So why?
Yeah. Right.
Okay, let's talk about Palpatine's plan some more, though, because I'm sorry, but like,
what plan? I don't know what his end game is.
Like, okay, so I've got a granddaughter. I want you to come and kill me, but I'm going to make it really hard for you to know where I am. I could just force teleport to you and braid your hair, but like, what? Like, what is this? Like, kill me so that you can have all the Sith in you, but also I'm going to make it really hard for you to find me. But also, why would I want you to kill me when I'm already alive and I could just create a clone body of myself and have like live forever?
I don't understand how any of it works.
It's so broken. It just
doesn't make any sense. What, Kylo and Rey have some sort of dual relationship force thing going on? I don't understand it. So were they trying, and it's funny how we have to work out what they were doing. So were they trying to say that dyad thing was what was Snoke lying in The Last Jedi and saying he created that? I think that's got to be it, right?
Right. I think that's the idea. Not seen for generations.
Fucking Kylo Ren at the end. What a joke. He shows up. He helps out. He falls down a cliff. Oh, he climbs up just in time. Like you didn't know that was going to fucking happen.
Yep. Or Rey, when she gets, he's like, I am all of the Sith.
Oh, yeah. And I am all the Jedi.
The fucking pause was so cringeworthy.
It's so stupid.
It's awful.
I did enjoy the voices from the past.
Yeah,
like that kind of stuff got me just because I'm like, oh, that's kind of neat. Hayden Christensen popping up and stuff. I thought that was good.
I kind of like the idea. I sort of wish that it had been hinted at more so in the series, though.
Yeah, sure. I agree.
But I think that's the problem, is that this movie is essentially trying to be two movies. And because of that, it has no time to flesh out anything. It has basically no time to do setups and payoffs properly.
It is shitty, because if they would have just said, fuck The Last Jedi, let's just redo that. JJ, here, you could probably take ideas from The Rise of Skywalker, and if you split it up between multiple movies and you fixed, like, Palpatine shouldn't be there, and you fixed a few things here and there, like, there is fun to be had in the movie,
right?
Like, I didn't, as much of a nostalgia play as it was, I didn't mind them going back to the second Death Star. That was pretty neat. Like when she goes in and sees the evil version of her, like Luke did, but there was nothing tied to that.
I hate that.
There's nothing tied to it like there was in Empire.
It's just another nostalgia play. You remember when Luke did this?
Yeah. Well, and with no explanation for why it's happening in this movie either.
Right. Well,
like you have to know, you have to remember that scene, and you have to remember the context of that scene.
Yeah.
You have to know, okay, this place is like, there's a lot of dark side here. She's going to face, her own demons, but I don't even understand it because I don't buy into her turn so much either. Right. Like, she's turning basically just because she's a Palpatine.
Makes zero sense.
Yeah. Like, Luke, there were things that made sense. Like, he was tormented throughout the at least the Empire Strikes Back.
Right.
Finding out that was your father, and the toll that took on him over multiple. It had room to breathe. And this, it's just like, oh, she's Palpatine's daughter. Oh, she's upset about that. Okay, but keep moving.
I mean, they really do just recreate the Return of the Jedi climax with this.
Oh my God, with the opening of the door and the fucking friends being killed.
I'm afraid the shields will be fully operational.
Dude, it sucks that they fucked that character up.
I know.
It really does.
He's so great, but the problem is that he's in Return of the Jedi again.
Yeah.
I mean, he even has the same plot.
The generator will be quite operational when your friends arrive.
I love it.
It's amazing.
I love it so much.
It makes Return of the Jedi really good. Just that whole, because otherwise it's like it's okay, but that whole part,
the Luke, Darth Vader Emperor scenes are amazing. By far the best things in that movie.
It's amazing.
Like when sister, you have a sister. Like, that's so good.
Yeah. Remember Star Wars?
Remember?
Like, do you remember?
Such bullshit.
Like, there were like moments in that were they're gripping because it's the hero's journey shit. It's the shit that everyone can relate to.
Right.
There's real family drama happening.
Yeah.
There's good shit happening. In this, it's just a pile. I'm sorry, people who liked it. I'm sorry.
Right.
This movie is a pile of shit.
Right.
Excuse me.
No.
It's a joke.
You're not wrong.
It's a joke.
Yeah.
This isn't Star Wars. Get the fuck out of here. You think I'm supposed to watch Return of the Jedi and be like, well, at the end of Return of the Jedi, fucking perfect ending. You blew up the Death Star. Darth Vader's redeemed. Everything's wrapped up in a nice little bow. You see the whole, Luke or fucking Obi-Wan, Yoda, and Anakin. No, that's not the ending, though. That's not the ending, because Palpatine actually didn't die, and he went and started this plan and cloned this weird. Why is the character scarred to shit?
Right.
What? It doesn't make any sense. It's terrible. It's terrible.
Why does everybody like all of a sudden, like they all teleport to the Sith planet, like the backup? It reminded me of
the Lando scene.
The Lando scene.
Okay.
It reminded me of Endgame, actually.
Yeah, only not exciting.
Right. Well, because it's basically a on your left moment, and then the portals open up.
Right.
But it doesn't make much sense, because it's also like, well, these are just. Is this like a fisherman boat? Basically, it's basically regular people come.
It was very
and take
like
on
Dunkirk. It was Dunkirk.
Yeah.
The regular people are going to take part and save the galaxy. But it takes us all.
But they're fighting the biggest force we've ever seen in Star Wars.
They get wiped out in like 3 seconds.
Right. Also, I'm sorry, but the second that he fucking what's his name? Emperor Palpatine, he fucking does the Force lightning and like fucks up the whole like fucking rebel alliance. Neat. But it's like, why does he ever need a fucking army?
Well, but because, dude, they only reason he was able to do that was because Rey hit him with the whatever power thing, the duo of the honestly, that's it.
The exception.
Yes.
That's the explanation.
Yes, you're supposed to just say, oh, that makes sense because this happened. Because
magic.
I'm tired of people jumping through hoops to try to explain why this movie makes any sense. It's fucking terrible.
That's why it's bad writing, is because basically they've used, we talked about hard magic versus soft magic. Hard has rules.
Sure.
Soft is just basically whatever you need it to be. It's the problem with soft magic is you can just make up anything, and if you're a shitty writer, the magic will just fix your problem. And it's like, that's bad writing.
Well, to your point too about the back to the Skype, the Force Skyping, like, why does anyone need to go anywhere?
Right.
Like,
and if you can teleport objects, why can't you just like grab a person and teleport them?
It happened in Nightmare on Elm Street. That's how you got Freddy Krueger. You just grabbed him. And actually, Freddy Krueger, the rules in Nightmare on Elm Street make a whole lot more fucking sense than anything in this movie.
Yeah. This is one of the worst tentpole movies I've seen in a while.
Yeah, it was terrible. It's now, okay. What would I rather sit and watch, this or The Last Jedi? If I'm trying to just have some fun and turn my brain off, then I guess I'm going to go, and I hate that term, turn your brain off, but I guess I'm going to go with this because there's more going on. The characters are funnier to me. I had more fun watching it, but The Last Jedi is a better movie. It's a better film.
It's more well-crafted.
Yeah.
There's actually something going on. I can't believe... I said that this was the Fast and Furious of the Star Wars franchise. It's absolutely true. It's devoid of anything. It is... that's what people say about that franchise. Turn off your brain and you'll have a fun time.
No, that's what this is. And that should not be Star Wars. That's the problem.
Yeah. Well, and it's why I said, really, we probably should have had 4 movies and gotten away from a trilogy, because Ryan fucked up the structure of a trilogy.
But he just totally bucked our expectations, man.
Yeah, that's whatever.
It doesn't matter. It's true.
It's bad. It's just really bad. I'm so tired of Star Wars too. Like, as much as I love The Mandalorian,
that's what stinks is, like, if this was really good and they thought of like a new thematic thing to bring to it and it made sense and it all worked, people wouldn't be sick of Star Wars. But now it's a joke. It's a joke. People saw this movie. Most people, I would imagine, saw this movie and came out of it thinking it was a joke.
The ending was terrible too. Even after like the battle, we've talked about the battle at the end, which so many I'm sorry. The Star Destroyers are in orbit. Like they're not in orbit. They're actually floating like on the planet. Sure. Like gravity is affecting them. And then like the fucking rebels invade. Why don't you just like turn your ship like 45 degrees? They'll all fall off and die.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. Because we're kind of in space, we're kind of not. I mean, so that's where it gets tough with Star Wars too, is because you try to like, it reminds me of people bitching about the bombers at the beginning of The Last Jedi.
Right.
Where it's like, well, wait a minute, how are these bombs dropping on this ship? But really, it really doesn't matter. It's Star Wars. It's not.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but I do agree with you. I mean, none of it makes any sense.
How about Chewie getting a medal?
I actually enjoyed it.
I hated it. It was
obvious what it was, but at that point in the movie, I'm like, okay, I get that. That's kind of fun. That
I literally said in the theater, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
It's a joke, but I enjoyed it.
It's so
fan service garbage. Yeah,
it's so bad. Well, I mean, I'm sorry, but
where did they get the medal? Whose medal
where did
was
they
it?
get
Was it Han's medal?
Where did they get the medal? Why is he getting a medal now? Like Maz Kanata, why is she the one who is Maz Kanata?
How did Maz Kanata ever get Luke's lightsaber?
Right,
we never got that explanation.
I don't even know what the hell. Like, I hate this series.
It's a joke. I mean, it's a joke. It's absolutely laughable.
We didn't even talk about like the other ex-stormtrooper that's in the movie.
Oh yeah, what's there to talk about? She's just there.
Well, and then Lando's like, "Hey kid, let's go find your parents."
Yeah, I do not need to see the Billy D. Williams adventures with this girl.
This girl that we have no attachment to whatsoever. No. And
would have been better to just write Rose in as her character somehow. I'm sorry, but even Rose, at least she had like
she's
a part
written
to play.
Out of the goddamn movie, basically. I'm sorry, Finn has a crush on everyone too. Yeah, he's like Rose.
He can't get any of them, but
Rose,
Rose,
you're my side chick. I'm gonna go hang out with my real friends.
Yeah, I don't.
It's just bad. It's all around bad.
Well, like we haven't even talked about, probably my favorite little segment of the entire movie is they go to like this planet where Poe must be from, and I don't remember what the deal was, but they had to go to this planet.
Oh, right.
Where Kerry Russell's character is, and it's kind of like a Nazi Germany type thing where like they're going door to door or whatever.
Yeah.
The stormtroopers are. And,
I did like that.
And we're only there for it feels like we're there for like 15 seconds. All of a sudden, it's like, okay, we get this whole little neat part with this little, I forget the little alien's name, but he was actually pretty funny where like he has to go into C-3PO's thing. And it's like that section of the adventure, which I would compare to like the first section of like Return of the Jedi at Jabba's Palace. It's like a segment of the movie where we're in a spot and this is a little mini adventure happening to set something up. It literally, it's too quick. It's too quick. I can't ruminate in this.
Right.
Like Jabba's Palace is like a half hour, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
So the movie's just fucking broken.
Yeah.
And why is Kerry Russell playing that character?
Name recognition.
But you don't even see her face.
I have no idea.
People that we were with didn't even know it was Kerry Russell.
That's true. I didn't know until after.
I was like, oh, that was Kerry Russell. And everybody's like, oh, I don't get it. I don't get it.
I don't get it.
I don't get it. I don't get any of it.
That was maybe my favorite segment of the movie.
It probably is the most interesting little thing in the movie.
Well, I loved the imagery in that place. I kind of hated how like they just went to like space Woodstock. At one point, it's like, it's space Woodstock. Oh, great.
Got the fucking scene with the giant snake. What a joke.
That was terrible.
You wrote in a little heal the giant snake scene just for the purpose of letting us know that that'll come up later.
Yeah. How coincidental is it that they go into the same pit that the dagger that they were looking for is in?
Of course.
It's so bad.
It's terrible. Yeah, well, and somebody brought up, I can't remember who tweeted it, but somebody's like, this is the logic of the Rise of Skywalker versus the Mandalorian. Mandalorian, he leaves his ship for 15 minutes and he comes back and it's been completely stripped. Right. He's got all this shit to do. Rise of Skywalker, ship fucking sits there for 40 years or whatever, 30 years, 20 years, whatever it is, and they just turn it on and fly it away. Yep. It's preposterously stupid. It's such a stupid movie.
Yep.
Any time you stop and think about anything that's happening with any sense of logic, the movie begins to break down and fold in on itself, and it turns into a black hole of stupidity.
Yeah. It's awful. It's awful. It might be my least favorite Star Wars movie.
It's probably mine. Is it the worst? Like, no, the acting's good.
Yeah.
The banter between the characters is pretty good. It's funny. It's not as boring as like Attack of the Clones or something.
You know what? That's a good point. Attack of the Clones is a fucking dumpster fire.
But at least like Attack of the Clones, I felt like I was like in a Star Wars movie learning about Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
I don't feel that in this.
No, this felt, and it is funny. This whole trilogy is it's so broken. It's just so broken because it doesn't have any cohesive structure to it. And literally Rian Johnson and J.J. Abrams are diametrically opposed.
Right. That's the problem.
Their views are so opposite.
And this falls on Kathleen Kennedy. What a fucking idiot. I mean, I'm sorry. She's incompetent.
I'm sorry, but yeah, people want to talk about like, oh, you have to give her credit for Mandalorian. It's like, yeah,
she gave
even
it to
a blind
Jon Favreau.
squirrel finds a nut from time to time.
Right. No,
like,
she's incompetent.
I'm sorry, but like Star Wars is at its lowest cultural point maybe ever.
Star Wars is supposed to be, I love The Mandalorian, but Star Wars is one of the biggest movie franchises ever. It's one of the most important fucking movie franchises of all time. And for it to be treated like this is a joke.
And yeah, last thought, this is something that's probably not something that I guess a lot of people will think. It's more for me as somebody who loves character design or world design. I just love that shit. It's great. There's nothing new here. I hate the fact that there are like no new ships. There are no new like real races. There's just nothing new. I'm just so tired of there not being anything new.
That might be a problem moving forward.
Yeah.
Just in general with Star Wars.
Well,
it's sad.
It reminds me like Rich Evans said like this is a limited universe.
Back to the RLM. Sorry, gang, but they're awesome. He might be right.
He's really right. I mean, the thing is like you can make Star Wars into other things, but the problem is that they didn't want to.
No, and that's just it. Like you really need to fucking sit down and think of something crazy to do. If Rian Johnson is still getting his own trilogy, to do himself, I am intrigued by what he will do.
Right, because he actually wants to do things.
Well, right, and it will be a cohesive thing that makes sense, where what happened, giving him the second movie, like...
Worst spot you could have put him.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what would have been a great spot for him? Would have been the third in the trilogy.
Like have it end on some crazy fucking... Yes. It's true. It's not a bad point.
But anyways,
but yeah, The Force Awakens is broken now. That would be my final word, is that I don't even think I can watch that anymore. Not that I go back and watch it a lot, but
it does kind of retroactively ruin it because you just watch this series and you're like, the amount of potential is so massive, and what they do with it is depressing.
It's a joke. Remember everybody all excited and end of Force Awakens when Luke shows up? What a great ending.
Yep.
What a great fucking ending. And then you just went and shit all over it.
Yep.
It's a joke. It's disgusting. Kathleen Kennedy, you suck. Whoever made the decision to read Rian Johnson's script and say, oh yeah, we'll make this.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourselves.
I think it's...
Honestly.
It sucks because I am a Star Wars fan, but I only like one of the Disney movies. I don't like Rogue One. Solo is fine, but I wouldn't say I like it.
Solo was better than this. Rogue One was better than this.
I would agree with that. I don't like either of them, but they're better. Let's talk about something that's better, though.
The Mandalorian?
The Mandalorian.
Now we just have to go. I don't even know if I can do this. Can I flip this quick?
Hold on. I've got some whiplash because I got to talk about how I like Star Wars now.
But it is funny because it's true. Like you watch The Mandalorian after watching the final episode of The Mandalorian.
Yep.
It really puts Rise of Skywalker in a bad spot.
Yeah.
Because I can't imagine there's anybody who saw this who didn't go like, wow, this is 100 times better than the fucking movie that I just went and saw.
And you know what I love too is the fact that I was worried that Taika, being the director on this one, it would either be too much Taika or it'd be too much Star Wars.
No, he was like he can do other shit apparently because it was totally
nailed it.
Yeah, it was good.
He nailed it
perfectly.
It's my the season finale is my favorite episode Right, and then 2 is right behind it.
Yeah, I mean, the 2 was great for what it was, but no, the more I think about it, the season finale was so awesome. The action in it was great. It starts with this fun little like joke about stormtroopers not being able to hit anything.
Yes.
Like now we have an excuse for why they can't hit anything.
They're just awful shots.
I don't know. I think the guns are a little fucked up too. I think that was the implication.
Well, I liked the idea that they were blaming it on the guns.
Okay. It's
not really...
I like the idea that, okay, the Empire just sends out shitty equipment too. But you're right. Yeah, you could say either way. They are blaming the guns.
Well, it's kind of like when you lose in a video game, you get the shitty controller.
Yeah, right.
Right. You got the shitty controller.
But no, that was great. The IG-11 is an awesome character.
Yes.
The ending was good. It answered some stuff. Brought up more questions, but has the cliffhanger to not bother you.
Yeah.
I wish we would have found a way to get rid of Baby Yoda for next season. Not that I don't love Baby Yoda, but I think that he's a bit player, or should be. It should be about the main character.
Right. What they did is they at least tied Baby Yoda into the main character and his arc, which is being a parent.
Yes.
That's going to be, I think, a lot of fun. I love the idea of a Mandalorian Yoda, though.
Yeah, well, I mean, the problem is you're never going to get that because he ages too slow.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So that's the limitations with that idea, is that, okay, you've basically said it's going to take him 50 years to look like a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, or even younger. I mean, he doesn't look 5. He looks like he's a 2, you know?
Right.
So I don't know what the plan is there. I don't know. Maybe his aging changes over. I mean, who the fuck knows?
Who knows? Yeah.
It doesn't matter. But yeah, I love the show. I love all the characters.
Yeah.
I really like all the characters.
Yep.
There's not one of them that I don't like. Apollo Creed's great. He's awesome.
And what's her name? The big
UFC
bruiser
chick?
The UFC girl. Yeah, she is. Her acting is improved in this.
Yeah.
I actually thought. Which is just, I think that's a Taika thing too. I think Taika's just really good with getting good performances out of actors.
I thought she was good. I love the Apollo Creed guy. I love IG-11.
His sacrifice at the end was pretty great.
Yeah, and we're just doing spoilers, I take it, hopefully. Yeah. It has a couple of fucking great action bits too, where IG-11 like storms the city on a speeder bike and shoots everything.
Well, and I felt like for a second, I was watching Thor Ragnarok again because the music starts and I'm like, damn, this is like some good ass music.
Yeah.
And it
the music in the whole series overall has been fantastic.
I do think that 2 and this had the best usage of music.
Yes.
But the music during the action sequence was great.
The main Mandalorian theme, just the dun, 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 dun,
yeah, it's so good.
It's so good, dude. It's got that good Western and Star Wars-y amalgamation.
Yes. And they didn't overplay it. I felt like some of the episodes this season overplayed his theme.
I can never hear enough of it.
Okay, I like it, but it sometimes it felt like a crutch in certain scenes. They limited, I think they played it maybe 2 times in this episode. And I'm like, yeah, reserve it for when he's doing something amazing.
What did you think of them unmasking him?
I liked it.
Okay, see, I think that was... I wish they would have had some more balls and just left him unmasked. I mean, I get it. Nobody saw him but us. But it would have been kind of interesting. Like, they could have really strung that out.
They could have.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I liked the moment because of what it meant for IG-11 or whatever. I am not a living thing. Like, that was great. That was really good. Yeah,
isn't it funny how you're way more attached to every character in this movie than anyone in the new Star Wars movies?
Yeah, it's not surprising. Actually, they just nailed it. I don't even know what to say about this.
It feels Star Warsy. It's like you did the nostalgia thing pretty heavy-handed in the first episode. I was a little worried, but you caught on, and now it's going to be about this guy who. You know, I mean, what a theme for this show would basically be like trusting your friends, I guess, learning to open up to other people and the importance of that. It feels like Star Wars.
Yes.
It's good.
And it's just like Star Wars because it's a ragtag team of people who have shady pasts.
Right. It's not perfect.
No. It's a lot of fun, though.
I wish the listeners could see my cat right now.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, he's an idiot. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Gus was great.
Gus was
Breaking
great.
Bad Gus. Somebody called him Darth Gus online. And I like the fact that they kept his character around because I'd like to see more of that. They did open up like ideas for the lore and places that they could go.
Yeah.
Maybe the land of wherever Yoda came from. Maybe we'll see the planet of, you know what I mean? So
that was cool. I liked the fact that the Mandalorians are not a race.
Yes, that was neat too.
That was, well, I'm sitting here and I'm like, this is how you do it, Star Wars. You take an assumption that we had and you say, no, we never said that. You just assumed that they were a race. And that's how you do world building. And that's interesting because now it's like, okay, cool. I learned something about this world.
Yeah.
More of that, please. Instead of just Death Stars again and again.
More Death Stars? You don't want more Death Stars?
No, I'm good.
Dude, the TIE fighter scene too, where he latches onto that TIE. It was fucking amazing, dude.
Yep.
Amazing. The jetpack, all that shit. All that shit. You can hit me with the nerdy, like, fanboy shit. I'm not opposed to seeing cool shit.
Yeah.
But there needs to be some emotional heft that's attached to it. And this show is a prime example. And really what they should do is just say, hey, Jon Favreau, it's your turn. Here's your trilogy. You go make a trilogy of fucking Star Wars movies. Have it take place wherever you want it to take place. Do whatever the fuck you want. But that guy is just gold.
Yeah.
I mean, he's made one subpar movie, which was The Lion King. Everything else I've ever seen with his name attached to it's great. So,
have you seen Cowboys versus Aliens or
he
whatever?
Made that?
Yeah.
Did he direct it?
Yeah, he directed it.
Oh, I didn't see that. Is it any good? Or is it terrible?
I have no idea. I heard it's bad. But
now I kind of want to see it.
Yeah, I'll watch just about anything he does.
He seems to understand the Western.
Seems to understand the Western. Seems to understand just the basics of storytelling, which is, I mean, it seems rare now, sadly.
Yeah, no, it does seem. I mean, it seems rare in giant shit that everybody sees.
That's what I mean.
But yeah, I love the show because I really like Westerns, and that's a huge reason why I love it. Is this episode was another Western? They're stuck in the saloon or whatever.
Yes.
They got to fight their way out of town because the lawmen are. It was just.
It's fantastic. Yeah, the sheriff has rounded up a posse.
Yeah.
It's great. It really
is. It's great. So good. It's so good.
And I love the fact, like, you're sitting there and you're like, why isn't there like an army of IG robots? Because they're so much more effective.
Well, it was like a rare thing though, right?
That's what I love though, is the fact that he's like, I cannot be captured, because basically whoever manufactures them is like, no, you are not going to take this apart and have your own army of these. We're not doing that. Now,
did we ever, sorry to go back to OG Star Wars again, but we never really saw what happened to IG-88, right? Because
I don't believe so.
We saw him in Empire in the one scene where to sell action figures, they were like, okay, let's throw in a bunch of goofy looking bounty hunters here.
Yeah. Here's the pencil droid.
And they somehow turned that concept into an interesting character. Yeah. So maybe IG-88's still out there.
I would love it, but he's not.
I mean,
IG-88. I was thinking IG-11.
No, 11's not.
God, it's good though.
But there's not many of those things. The idea that he's a bounty hunter, like we really don't know who he worked for. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Like, does he have a master before he becomes the nurse guy?
Right.
Or is he just, he just does this.
Yeah.
I mean, we really don't know. That's neat. They gave me enough to understand what everyone was doing.
Yeah.
All of the shit makes sense in the whole series. Nothing breaks when you think about it for more than 5 seconds.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
It's wonderful.
It's wonderful.
It's Star Wars.
It is. It is Star Wars. And that show's coming back next year. And I think that's that. And I think Clone Wars they're doing another season of. That's all. That's all that's on the docket for Star Wars next year.
Good.
And then Obi-Wan the year after.
I need a goddamn break.
I know.
I just need a break.
When's our next Marvel movie? In like 4 months?
5.
Yeah, so no Star Wars or Marvel for 5 months.
That's long.
Isn't that interesting? You're going to have to
look at other things.
Other things, right?
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, that's all I've really got today, I guess.
Well, I really liked your review of the movie and also my scene where we have a libation.
I'm sad he died. Or you died. I'm sorry.
I should be in every scene of every movie.
He was great.
Ever.
He should just do narration for everything. Can you imagine if the next Star Wars started and he read the crawl out loud?
The dead are alive.
Are
speaking. I'm not nailing it now.
Oh, God, that's a dude. It's so sad and annoying how bad that movie was.
Yep. Well, thanks for listening, guys.
Hope you like Star Wars.
Yeah. Do you like Star Wars? Here, slide it down your throat.
Yeah.
Here's some more Star Wars. Do you like the X-Wings? Make some room for some X-Wings. Fuck it. Hate it.
Terrible.
Terrible.